Welcome to our home away from home. It looks like an ambulance, and it was an ambulance at one time. Now it's an RV. You might ask how all this got started. During COVID, I was watching YouTube one night, and up pops a video about this guy that had converted an ambulance to an RV. I got intrigued and clicked on it and started watching the video. Halfway through, my wife Kim came in and she looked over my shoulder and saw what I was watching and came right around in front of me and got right in front of my face. I said, "You're not serious." I said, "Yeah." And I got her to sit down and watch it with me. And you know what? Surprising thing, she got more excited than I did. So we started looking for an ambulance we could buy to convert to an RV. I found this one online. It was an online auction company that does nothing but government entities, fire departments, cities, anything that the government sells, they post for bidding online. You can ask questions and get answers back from the people that are selling it. Some of the questions that have been asked on this one were, how many miles did it have on it? Well, it had 125,000 miles. But the catcher was that they blew the engine at 95, and the engine only had 30,000 miles on it. Transmission was kind enough to go out 5,000 miles later, so it had practically a brand new engine and transmission. The chassis had 125,000. We waited for 2 weeks for the auction to come up and started bidding on it, and there were about 8 of us bidding. By the time we finished, there had been 42 bids placed between me and everybody else. Got down to 2 of us there at the end. And we wound up buying an ambulance for $8,500. It was in Connecticut, which was a long ways away. Had to fly back, flew back with our son, picked it up and drove it home. It took a week to get it home, and this was in the middle of COVID. And then got started on converting it to an RV. Had all of the signage on it, the ambulance, all of that. Took me a month to get the signage off. And the only way I could find to get all of the adhesive off was using lacquer thinner. And it was a painstaking 4 weeks of working nothing but just on getting that off and all of the adhesive. Went to register it. State made me take the siren off and the front light bar. Other than that, I could leave it the way it was. Government regulations said that if an ambulance went off the road and rolled, it had to be able to roll 4 times before the box closed. They didn't care about the cab or the front end, but the box had to be able to roll 4 times. Structurally, it was really sound. All of the cabling in the back to handle all the equipment they had in there. I spent months pulling out the cabling, the cabinetry that was in the back. The box is made out of the 3/16 to a 1/4 inch aluminum plate. All of the cabinetry inside was made out of that same plating and was welded in. I had to cut all that out and reclaimed about $700 in metal and wiring as we took it out. Come on in. Some of the things that we did inside, one thing you have to have is lighting. So we installed these LED lights in the ceiling and put a dimmer on it so that at night you can put however much light we want. One of our requirements when we started building this out was we wanted to use the space as best we possibly could. And we wanted to be able to take 2 grandkids with us when we went camping. So using that criteria, first we built a bench on this side. It's got a slide here on the bottom that rolls out. Piece that flips up and over, and you have a full-size bed with these cushions. These pieces right here are just little sleeping bags that we use. We've got storage here. And here, with roll-out cabinets in all of the storage areas. Up here, we have a pull-out pantry that we found online for sale. It said it was used, $80. Kim says, "Can you make it fit?" So, of course, we went, pick it up, and it's brand new. And somebody just hadn't used it in their cabinets. The bottom one here can either be used for the shelving to put cubbies in to hold things, or we've got a rail that hangs across the top. You can take the shelves out and turn it into a closet. Up here we have more storage. And in this corner, one of the challenges in this build out was we didn't want to have a septic tank, so we didn't want to have propane. And we'll tell you how we address both of those. In here, we have a toilet that's a composting toilet. Everybody's skeptical. It's going to stink. It's going to smell. It doesn't. It actually works. It has a unique system, the way that separates things, and it doesn't smell. But it's compact. We have these doors that are open. And you can see the toilet in there, as well as we have cabinetry here. And in the back, more storage area. Now you look at this, and the toilet comes clear to the front of this little closet. How we got around that was this door right here, folds closed with the other one. You open it, it gives you privacy from the window. This one closes here, push this slide in. Now you have room for your legs out in front and easy to use the toilet. When we started, I asked Kim for some of her criteria. One of the things she wanted was a fridge, if possible, and got this fridge. This is actually built for sailboats. The fridge is made so that it can rock and roll and it doesn't disrupt anything. When it's running, it only uses 5 amps per hour to run. And you can see the size of the fridge. Also has a nice freezer on the bottom, which was a bonus for us. We've got a sink with hot and cold running water. We have an on-demand hot water heater underneath the sink, and this little kitchenette here we can cook on. We use an induction plate, so we just take it out when we need it, plug it in. This cabinet is original from the ambulance. There's a few things that we kept original that we continue to use, and this is one of them. We stripped the vinyl off the outside, recoated it to match the rest of the color scheme in here. We've got USB outlets up here and on the sides, right here by the couch. 3 outlets to where we can charge things. Storage underneath here with the same pull-out drawers. That's what we have over here. On this side, we have the dimmer switch. We have the controls for monitoring the solar power. We have a microwave, which is really nice to have. It doesn't consume a lot of energy when you use it. We can take frozen burritos for breakfast burritos, put them in, cook them, any number of things. It's really nice to have. We have a ceiling fan that is variable speed. You can raise it up, you can bring air in, you can blow air out. Really nice at night. On this side, we have an air conditioner heat pump. We can run it either way. The heat pump is nice because if you're in an RV park or somewhere, you can just plug it in and you're not worrying about a generator. It just runs all night long. We've used it to both air condition and heat at night. It's really well. The box is made out of 2x2 tubing, aluminum tubing, and we've got 2-inch foam insulation all around on the sides and the top. Back here in the back, we have another closet that just opens. And really, everywhere we go with this, people want to see it, and it just blows them away. We were in South Dakota in July, had it parked next to a family that was in a 19-foot trailer. They came over and said, "Hey, can we look at it?" They took a look, and the dad stepped back and looked at his and looked at ours and says, "You know, you have more living space in your ambulance than we have in our 19-foot trailer." I find that kind of amazing. Again, we tried to be really efficient with all of the space. and utilize it the best we could. So far, we used it as it was being built out. It was like a tent on wheels for a long time. Now it's like a home on wheels. When we bought the ambulance, brought it home, inside you can see here, you can see the console in the center. There was a big piece that went down between the seats and almost to the door that goes into the back. Took that out and bought this console that was made for a Ford Econoline. Went it online on eBay and fit right in perfectly. Gave us a lot more space up front. We put a shelf up above the visors. The one thing that didn't work on this was the air conditioning. And come to find out that the Ford Econolines, the 350s, they have a problem with their vacuum reservoir that creates problems with the air conditioning. After messing with it for several years, I looked it up online on YouTube, found out how to do it. We bought a $70 part, put it in, reconfigured it, and guess what? Air conditioning now works. It's great. We got lots of storage. We were wondering what we were going to do with water. We've got a wastewater tank for brown water, but for drinking water, we chose to go with those little 5-gallon containers. We can fill a cup here or set one inside on the cupboard and get our water that way. This door underneath has got 3 12-volt batteries on it. The unit has 2 alternators, 3 batteries, and it also had an inverter that ran the ambulance. All of that came out except for the batteries. Back here for additional storage. Back here, we've got this compartment. We've got our freshwater tank and our wastewater tank from the sink. 10 gallons each, not a lot. Figured out this summer how to get a 25-gallon freshwater tank underneath. And that'll come next year. This area, we had leftover paints that my wife had in her craft room. We went nuts with colors. This was shortened up here so we could make room for the fridge inside. We have more storage over here where we keep our folding chairs, just odds and ends here. This is the closet that we build out that's just inside the door. On the driver's side, we have another storage compartment here that you can really put anything in. We've taken camshafts, propane bottles. Propane bottles fit in here really well. Single burner camshaft fits here also. Now, my favorite drawer is this one. This is the electrical cabinet we put in. We've got 2 residential solar panels on the roof, 320 watts each. Behind it, we've got the air conditioner heat pump, and then the fan. Those are the 3 things on the roof. Here we've got a Victron Multiplus controller. We've got 3 batteries, lithium-ion. We've got 324 amps of storage in these batteries. Charging system works that they work either off the solar panels. If we're driving, it charges the batteries, or if we plug in, the batteries are charged. Single most expensive part of the ambulance is right here. Again, we wanted to go without propane and without a septic tank, and we've been able to achieve both of those. You've seen the finished product, or I'll say finished, but it's never really going to be finished. There's going to be things I'm going to continue to do. So far, it's been to the Oregon coast twice. It's been to northern Idaho, to where we went up the road to the Hiawatha Trail with a couple of our grandsons. It's been to Bryce Canyon with our granddaughter. Also to Mount Rushmore with our family this summer. We've put about 15,000 miles on it. And investment-wise, It took twice as long to do as I thought it would, and it cost twice as much as I thought it would. But Kim's enjoyment is probably 3 times what I thought it would. So yes, that investment, very worthwhile the money. We don't have so much into it that we feel like we have to use it. We can still travel, do things we want, and not feel like we have to use this. And it's a lot of fun. Everywhere we go, people come up to us and want to see, they ask first, is this an ambulance? I say, no, it's an RV. And then I get the question, did you convert it? They want to know if I did it or if I hired somebody else to do it. I'm telling them, no, this is what I did. And they want to see it. We had one guy up in Oregon who were camped and took him on a little tour. He says, can I invite some friends to come over? Called his friends on the phone. We're on the other side of the campground. They came over and he took over the tour and he showed everything about this. And it wasn't even close to being complete. When we want to go camping anywhere, when we go camping, Kim says it's really not a camping trip unless somebody comes and asks us about the RV. Every time. Maybe I might be there for a day or 2 days, nobody says anything. But eventually, somebody comes and they want to see the inside. When we were at Mount Rushmore, we had an ambulance pull up next to us. We were eating in a park. They stopped to eat at a restaurant. And the EMTs came over and looked at this and said, what is this? And we told them about it. One EMT said, can I see inside? We showed it to her, and she says, when that one that we're in goes up for sale, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to make one of these just like this. There were no plans. We thought this through ourselves, laid it all out, and this is the way it turned out. And we love it. It's been a lot of fun, and look forward to a lot more adventures.
What? What is it?
Box. It's a Barbie. My own Barbie ambulance.
This one right here. Whoa,
Just a minute. There you go. It has a siren.
You just need to press this button, and then it goes there.
Do you know what that looks like?
It's a Barbie ambulance.
It looks like my ambulance.